Hi everyone, I'm going to make an journal page today, and first of all I'm working on a watercolor paper from a watercolor paper pad, and for the interest in the background I want to start with gluing down some pieces of music sheet and another something I've printed of clocks from the internet, and it's going to be really fast, I hope. I'm just going to put down pieces, and if I'm putting out of the edges, I'm just going to cut the excess later. I'm not trying to layer one on top of each other, maybe later, but right now I just want coverage for my whole page, and I'm hoping to have something interesting in the background. So working quickly and not really caring where everything goes, it just needs to be interesting. And I'm also putting a white glue on top of my pieces just to seal them and to make sure everything is adhered nicely. Here is the piece that I'm going to put it's getting away from me. I'm going to adhere it sticking out of the edges because I don't need all this blank space, and it's just easier to put it down and trim it later. And most of it is going to be covered, so it really doesn't matter. And I'm just trying to alternate between pieces. Here we go. And now probably I will have some of it will get covered like so, but it really doesn't matter. And the printer paper, the ink is bleeding, but as I said, I really don't care. I'm just trying to put something interesting in my background. It could be text pages from a book. You can stamp all around. It doesn't have to be music sheet. So, trying to cover everything. And maybe I should have cut smaller pieces, but never mind. I'll just glue it down. So I'm cutting to smaller pieces because I really don't need all this. And covering again, and just one more little piece here and finished. I hope I'm in frame. Trying to work fast and I'm losing focus on where I am. So this really needs to dry completely before I continue, so I'll be back. I'm back. So I want to put some paint here, but I want it like a glaze and not a complete coverage. And this is just a cheap acrylic paint from my cheap store, and I'm using this yellow here, and I want it to be like a glaze, so I'm adding a white glue with water to the mix just to thin it down and make it look more like a glaze. Like so. And I need a little bit more. So again, as you can see, the glue with the water is really runny. I'm mixing both, and again just adding to the whole thing, and I'm not concerned that everything is covered. It really needs to be, everything is going to get covered with a lot of more layers that I'm planning, so I'm not really concerned. And I'm going to switch now to magenta, and again I'm just on top of the yellow. I don't care that they will mix. And okay, here it is. So I'm making quite a mess here, and it's spilled, but again, don't care. And I should have thinned it more, but never mind. Yeah, I know everything looks like a mess right now. And now I'm going to take a baby wipe and just remove a little bit where it's too dense for me. Like I said, I haven't thinned it as much as I should have. And I'm quite liking the effect now that I'm using the baby wipe, so I'm going all over. I really like how this is turning out, and yeah, I really like this distress look, and that I have yellow picking in several places. So again, this needs to dry completely, and I need to clear the mess that I've done before I move into my next layer. I'll be back. So I'm back, and this is drying now. I want to add some texture to my page, and I'm going to use, I think I'll use these two stencils from Stamperia. I'm thinking I want the sun and a little bit of this music sheet here, and I'll start by placing my sun here, and because that's, well, that's mostly my focal image, and no, maybe more, no, here, it's going to be here. And I'm using joint compound. I don't use modeling paste, this is cheaper and it works for me. It's either a joint compound or wood filler, either way, and that's what I usually use when I want to do this thing. So let's hope it will turn out well. I'm not great at this kind of I always struggle with stencils and whatever it is, if it's modeling paste or joint compound, so I never know what if it's enough or not enough material, and let's hope it's okay. You see, it's not good. It was too much here, but I think I'm going to leave this be. I'm just removing excess here. And moving to this stencil, and I need to do it quickly. Never leave your stencils with modeling paste or joint compound, whatever you use, don't leave it to dry because it ruins them. So placing this here, and let's see, maybe if I'll scrape it and put little less than I've done before, it will be better. Maybe also my page is not completely flat because all the gluing I've done in the background, but let's hope for the best. If not, I'll just scrap everything and start again. Maybe if I'll use this kind of palette knife, no, not good enough, but I'll just leave it be and work with what I have. And I don't know, I'll just take another stencil to do something here, or maybe from the same one. No, I'm going to take another one. It's quite a mess, not what I imagined, but never mind. I'll work with what with what I've got. Let's see, what can I, well, I think I'll leave it to dry, and when it's dry I'll do more of this same stencil here to keep it with the same theme of the page, and then I'll work on it. So I'll be back once everything is going to be dry, and it's going to take quite some time as I'm looking at it. I'll be back. So I'm back and this is finally dry. It took ages and I want to make it more vintagey, more antiquing, and I'm going to use a wood stain. It's a water-based and I'm using colonial maple. This is from the cheap store, from the hardware aisle, and I've already used it in the past. You've seen me use it on paper napkins that I've glued down, and I really like how it turns out. I hope it will work nicely here. Don't know, it's the first time I'm doing it on this kind of thing, so we'll hope for the best. And I've already prepared a baby wipe if I need to absorb too much of it. And of course I'm looking for some kind of brush that will fit. And did you notice that you never find the exact size brush that you want, no matter how many you have? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to dab a little bit so I won't have brush marks. And in several places I'm thinking I want to leave it darker than the other, like here. Let's see what happens if I spray it and let it, does it drip? Not really. Maybe with more water. No, don't like it. I'll just continue with what I was doing, putting down a nice coat and trying to get into all the fine details. This can turn out terrible. Let's hope not. I want it darker, so I'm going over where I've already been, and let's hope it will work. It's very hot and we are already in the middle of summer, and everything dries really quickly, so it works against me, but I hope I'll be quick about it. Okay, so I've got nice coverage, and now I'm just, I need more in the corner. Just trying to eliminate some of the brush strokes. Maybe I should have used a sponge, don't know. Right now I'm just trying to have something interesting without damaging the layers that I've already got. So I really like how it's darker in several places where the texture is more raised, so this is nice, but where I've got very flat texture, it doesn't look as good, so I'm just working it a little bit more. Yeah, maybe just too much, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have used it. This is it. That's what I've got. And I'll just dab several areas. Okay, I'm going to let it dry again and I'll come back and we'll continue in hopes that I can save this piece. I'll be back. I'm back. This is dry and I'm not satisfied with this effect and I want to try and save this page. I want something darker and at least in between all this texture, and I'm gonna try my sprays. These are homemade several drops of gel food coloring with water, and this is supposed to be brown, and I'm just going to spray first on the edges. And a little bit here, and now I'm taking black and now I want it to let it drip, and also going to spray it a little bit with water. I'm going to let it run, and to the other side, just so it will go in all the texture, and here where I don't like it, I'm just dabbing it with a baby wipe. And I like the black on the edges, so I'm going to spray just a little bit more here. Okay, so now I'm just a little bit more of the brown. I want this to dry and to see what's happening. Most of the time when it's dry, it loses the vibrancy. It's less prominent, so I want to see how it looks, and my only plan later is when it's dry to go over I think with gold on top of all this texture, and maybe then everything will come about this page. So I'll be back. I'm back and I'm really satisfied now that it's dry. It looks better, and I want to go over with gilding wax. And if you don't have it, I've already showed in other videos how to make one. Here I've got the ones that I made. These are from oil pastels and coconut oil. And if you don't have those things, you can also take acrylic paint and dry brush it over your texture. So I'm just taking a little bit of the gilding wax on my finger, and I'm just going to go all over the texture I've got, and I hope it will bring it more forward and make it more prominent on the page. And I'm starting to lose daylight, and it's kind of hard for me to see what I'm doing. It seems like there is enough light, but not the same. It's already late afternoon here. Of course, this works better where I've got a more raised texture, but all the same I'm going to go all over and just add, and I don't care even if it's going on some of the flat surfaces. I think it will just add to the whole antique theme here, vintage, I don't know what to call it. Just trying to be more careful where I don't have raised texture. You can probably do it with a brush, but I like to be more in control of where it goes with my finger. So that's how I am going about it. If you prefer, do it with a brush. So I'm going to go all over my page like this, and I'll be back when I'm finished. I'm back. So I'm really pleased with what came out of it. I hope you can see all the details, but I still think it needs a little bit more. Like the sprays didn't get to all the places that I wanted them to go, and I'm thinking that I want to make some of the places more pronounced. So what I'm going to do, I'm taking a fine, maybe this one, no, a fine brush, and I'm going to dip it in the spray and just add where I think I need more shadowing, for better lack of description. And you can also try and do it here. I can see that where I have got gold, it doesn't work so well, but I don't care. I'm just adding a little bit in several places, just to make the elements more pronounced. Maybe I'll use my Stabilo oil and activate it with water. Maybe that would would work better. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not giving up. Let's see if this works better. Putting down a little bit in several places, and now some water, and yeah, this works better. A little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, it's better, but still needs to be worked on. So it won't be too harsh. So I've got some work to do here on all these fine little details, and it's going to be quite boring. So I think I'll just get back to you when this is finished with all this shadowing and adding black in several places. I'll be back. I'm back. So finished adding a little bit more black in several areas, and this is it. I'm not touching it anymore. I quite like it, although it didn't turn out as I expected it. The wood stain wasn't that great, but all in all this is the finished piece. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.